Hello, everyone. We're here at Way Mountain Temple for our Chan class for Asia. Thank you for joining us. How's everyone? We've been away for a month now, 4 weeks. Yeah? Anything new? Why do we separate? Why do we have a special class for Asia versus Western Hemisphere? It's a time zone difference. We all know it's right now. It's early morning Saturday in Asia, and it's evening here in California time. And so this is to recognize the importance of the cultivators at the various time zones, especially in Asia versus the United States here. I started, although I'm born Vietnamese, but when I was younger, I was enamored with Western culture. I went to French high school, and not surprisingly, the Westerners look down upon the Asian cultures and looking at us as backwards. And I had the same kind of perspective as well. I was more enamored with the glamour and the glitz of the Western civilization, especially the arts. Very colorful, very eye-catching, very impressive. But as I get older, after pursuing half my life the Western civilization measures of success, I realized that after meeting with Master YongHua's Dharma, I discovered the depth of the Chinese culture, Asian cultures in general. Most Asian cultures are under the influence of the Chinese philosophers. That of recent. In China, it's the Confucius and Lao Tzu, teachers of old. And then in Japan, it's the Zen masters, if you will, that where the Zen culture permeated the Japanese. In Korea, I'm very, to my pleasant surprise, we're really impressed with the depth of Korean Buddhism. And I'm also discovering that the Asian cultures has something that is very difficult to explain. What is it? It's in Buddhism what we call substance. The Asian cultures have very profound substance. Okay, substance is something that you penetrate and you go deeper and you find out, wow, there's still a lot more to go. You keep on going deeper and deeper, and this is what we teach you in the Chan practice as looking at your navel. If you look at your navel, you discover your true nature, and you discover how deep your nature really is. You discover your own Buddha substance. Okay, and that is not to reject the Western culture at all. What's the parallel? Actually, they are equivalent in a way. All right? This is not to say that I'm rejecting Western cultures at all. Actually, I see them as existing in parallel. Okay, they're equally important. It depends on how you approach it, whatever you can discover within yourself. Okay. And so in the Chan world, we develop first our substance. We develop depth. Okay? And then when we look outside, we develop depth by looking inside. But then when we look outside, how does depth manifest itself as? Anyone else? What's depth in the Western culture? Oh, I forgot. Most of you are Asians. You wouldn't know, would you? Let's look at from the Asian perspective. What is depth in Asian perspective? Depth meaning as you go inside, you discover something bigger, deeper, yeah? Even bigger, even deeper inside of you. Yeah? And what does it make you? If you've been there, then you understand this immediately. You haven't seen your own depth, then you can't answer my question. So let's hear it. Who's seen it? Who's been there? No one? Oh my God. We've been doing this for a long time. What a disappointment. What happens when you see the depth? You become humble. No? It's not obvious to you? Whatever you can see, for sure, someone else can see deeper than you. And then someone else can see deeper than you. And on and on and on. And therefore, you naturally become more humble because you ain't seen nothing yet yourself. It's only those who haven't seen their own depth yet, they're still arrogant. They still feel they're special. And that's one of the many aspects of the concept of substance in Asian culture that came complement of Buddhism. And this is where, if you study from the Western education, Western culture perspective, the emphasis is never about depth. It's about splash. It's about glitz. Yes? Everyone can identify with it. But what happens to the Western culture? It's never enough. You cannot be famous enough. You cannot be rich enough. Yeah? You cannot have fun enough. It's got to be more. Yeah? And can they discover more? Yes, they can. But what? More of the same, unfortunately. Agree? More money, more alcohol, more drugs, more fame. It's more of the same. Whereas in the Eastern culture, depth is not more of the same. It's more of more. It's deeper. It's more rewarding. It's not the same at all. It's not horizontal, but it's the other direction. It's deeper. And this is, I feel, that Mahayana Buddhism or Chan has a big place in the Western cultures, especially in the Dharma ending age. Because, especially for the young people, people nowadays are looking for something more substantive, yes? Because the way that we've been doing it is no longer working. Look at climate change. It's so hot here in California. And I've been sweating the whole hour. Oh, by the way, please forgive me. I was preparing the Chan anecdotes today, this afternoon, after lunch, and I forgot time. And I forgot to set up my alarm. I set up these things so that I don't have to think about it. I'm only do it as is scheduled. Okay, so please forgive me. I'm very sorry about that. It won't happen again until the next Qi. Okay, I'm a creature of habit. I create habits so that I don't have to think. All right, so just because it is wrong to me, it's wrong to think that we Asians have more depth than the Westerners. In a way, it's true. Okay. However, the depth has a way. You may have depth, but you must learn of a way to express your depth. Okay. And that's where the two cultures merge. Yes, 6.
Westerners have a lot of respect for authentic music and entertainment and stuff like that with a lot of substance. It might not be on Master Shinwa's level, but it holds up like no matter what time frame, what decade it came from. It could be from the 80s, 60s. So the substance and that stuff like that holds true.
Yes. In what way, you think? Why does it hold true?
If it's honest and if it's real, but unfortunately, a lot of it goes underground and it's not mainstream like the glitz that you mentioned, Master.
It holds true because of the nature of the creation of the work. Okay? Meaning what? Meaning that they're not there to try to impress. Because whatever is impressive to you cannot stand the test of time. It will be out of vogue. Yeah? Whatever is popular will go out of fashion. Okay. However, what remains, what is still appealing is what? Whatever rings true to your heart. No? That's why, as you said, some kind of music still rings, still very attractive to all sorts of generations. Yeah? Classical music, operas, even love songs, because it rings true, because it's created by your true heart. That's how you feel inside. Yeah? And so you cannot say that the Western cultures do not have depth. They have depth. It's just that people are not looking for it. Okay? They're looking for the glitz only. They're impressed with the glitz. But actually, I find that the Western cultures, especially the example you gave is very good. The music can be very profound. Okay? It appeals to the soul. Okay? And the one commonality there is it rings true to you, rings true to your heart. It came from your true heart, your true mind. And that's a depth in Western culture. The only difference is that they don't have a systematic way to develop depth. They only develop breadth. They don't have the means to develop depth. Agree? Whereas in Asia, Asian cultures, especially Buddhism, we stress depth. Okay? Especially in our environment, we develop depth first, and then we develop breadth. Questions and comments? Hello? Anyone still there, out there? Okay. Yes, 6.
Master, I forgot what is breath, because I've heard you mention it before, but it's been a long time.
Breath is horizontal. You have more. You expand horizontally, the breath. Okay? This displaying here. Okay? Displaying here. That's breath. You expand. You will horizontally. Breath is vertically. All right? Anyone else? Anyone has any questions? No one? Yes, go ahead, Jumi.
들리세요? 네. 마스터, 이거는 제 친구가 대신 질문을 드려달라고 부탁을 받고 제가 질문을 드리는 거고요. 네.
Master, my friend asked me to ask you a question instead.
All right.
네. 친구랑 그 전시회를 다녀왔는데 그 전시회 제목이 우리가 인디안으로 알고 있던 사람들이라는 제목의 전시회를 다녀왔어요. 제목에서 짐작하시겠지만 이제 사실은 지금의 미국은 원래 원주민은 인디언들이었죠. 네.
So I went to some exhibition with my friend, and the exhibition title was People We Knew as Indians. As you can assume from the title, the America, actually the natives were Indians.
네. 제 친구의 질문은 뭐였냐면, 원래 그 미국의 원주민들은 이주자들이 왔을 때 되게 도와주고 배려를 해줬는데, 사실은 저희가 역사 속에서 배웠던 거는, 그런 친절과 배려에 대한 이주자들의 반응은, 좀 그랬잖아요.
So my friend's question is, when Americans came to U.S. and the Native Americans were very kind and considerate to the newcomers, and as we learn from the history, actually their response was quite not great.
네. 그래서 친구의 질문은 우리가 다른 사람을 돕는 데 있어서 어디까지 우리의 안전과 우리의 손해를 감수해야 하는 건지를 질문했고, 첫 번째 질문이요.
So my friend's question is, when we help others as a risk of our stability and our losses, on what extent do we risk ourselves when we help others? That's the first question.
네. 그리고 이제 두 번째 제 친구의 질문은, 왜 저랑 준미 선생님은 그냥 전시회 가서 그러니까 좀 아름다운 공예품, 이런 전시품을 보고 그냥 즐기다 와도 되는데, 왜 그렇게까지 좀 깊게 생각을 하게 될까, 우리는? 왜 좀 이렇게 심플하지 못할까, 이렇게. 그래서 사실은 이런 역사나 이런 히스토리를 보면서 저희가 살짝 우울해지기도 했거든요. 네.
And my friend's second question was, we went to see some beautiful crafts from Native Americans and we could just enjoy it. But we were actually looking at the history, we were quite depressed and we were wondering why we are thinking too much, too deeply, and why can't we just be simple and enjoy?
네. 그래서 여기까지가 전시회를 갔다 와서 제 친구가 저를 대신해서 마스터께 질문을 좀 드려달라고 했던 그 내용입니다. 이상입니다.
So this is my friend's question after us visiting the exhibition. Thank you.
Okay. Why would your friend want to ask me? Do I know him?
일단 제 친구가 마스터를 두어 번 뵀고요. 그 다음에 여기에 오진 않았지만 마스터 법문을 제가 어떤 걸로 이렇게 링크를 보내주면 들었고요. 네, 세 번째는 제 친구의 말에 따르면 일단 한번 끊을게요, 선생님. 여기까지.
So my friend saw you a couple of times and this person never came here, but when I send this person a link, then this person listened to your Dharma
네.
talk.
네.
Okay. And so you want me to answer your friend or answer you? Because it's not clear to me, is her question or is it your question?
아니요, 마스터. 제가 좀 전에 말씀드렸듯이 이 두 가지가 다 제 친구가 저한테 부탁을 해서 제가 마스터 드렸던 질문이고, 일단 제 친구에 대한 백그라운드 인포메이션을 좀 얘기하면, 제 석사 동기고 저랑 10년 동안 굉장히 친한 베스트 프렌드예요. 네.
No, Master, as I said before, all these two questions are from my friend, and this friend asked me to ask you instead. To give you a background of this friend, is my master degree. I met this person in my master degree.
Okay. And why didn't your friend ask you? What do you think of her, of the questions?
저한테도 질문했어요, 마스터.
This person did ask me too, Master.
And what was your answer?
저의 대답이요. 그러니까 처음에 그 전시회를 보고 누군가를 위하고 도와주고 했는데, 도와주고 배려한 거에 대한, 우리는 이주자들이, 유럽에서 미국 대륙으로 이주한 이주자들이 누구의 배려와 친절에 대해서 배신으로 응답했다라고 저희가 처음에 동의를 했고요. 네.
So after seeing the exhibition, we agreed on that we helped someone and was very caring and considerate, and the immigrants were betraying the Native Americans. We agreed on that.
네, 동의를 했고, 그럼 도대체 이렇게 착하고 여러 뭐 자연과 조화 뭐 이런 것들을 추구하면서 다른 사람을 돕는 아름다운 마음을 가지고 살았는데 어느 날 미국 원래 그 인디안 원주민들의 입장에서는 좀 비극적인 상황이었잖아요. 그래서 일단 저희가 그런 식으로 대화를 나누다가 저한테 선생님 그러면 마스터께 대신 질문 좀 해달라고 제가 부탁을 받아서 질문을 하게 된 거였어요. 일단 히스토리는 그래요.
So we were talking about how come these good people who seek harmony with nature and they were trying to help others and they had a beautiful heart and they were just living their lives. And as a Native Americans, it was a very tragic situation. So we were talking about that and my friend suddenly asked me to ask you a question.
Okay. Well, thank you for giving me the background information. So you want me to answer you or answer your friend?
마스터 친구한테 대답해 주셔야 돼요.
Oh, master, to my friend. You have to answer to my friend.
제 질문이 아니에요.
This is not my question.
It's not your question, so you don't care to hear the answer.
아니, 마스터 대답 꼭 해주셔야 돼요.
No, master, you have to answer.
Okay. And this friend here is a man or a woman? I could go on and on, I have another half hour to go.
마스터 저랑 완전 친한 친구고 완전 친하고 당연히 여자고 그 친구는 백그라운드 인포메이션은 저랑 석사 동기인데 저랑 가장 친하고 근데 그녀는 굉장히 부자고 남편이 피부과 의사고 부자 동네에서 굉장히 부자로 살고 있는 그녀예요.
Master, this is my very, very, very close friend, and of course she's a woman, and I met her in my master degree, and she's very, very rich, and she has a rich husband. Husband is a doctor.
Okay. And then I'm stuck because I don't have any rich disciples, so I don't have answers for rich people. All my disciples are poor. Especially very rich, I don't have anyone very rich. So my Dharma talks are geared towards poor people.
그러니까 마스터 이 질문의 포인트는 뭐냐면 지금 현재 선진국이라는 국가가 자력이라기보다는 제국주의 침략에 의해서 약탈을 기반으로 해서 그들이 선진국으로 기반을 마련했기 때문에 우리가 도대체 어떤 마음가짐으로 세상을 살아야 되나가 사실 이 질문의 포인트인 거예요. 그러니까 부자와 가난의 문제는 아니에요. 이건 사실은 인간이란 어떻게 살아야 되는가에 대한 질문인 건 거예요.
So, Master, my point of the question is, actually, all these developed country is actually based on imperialism. They were stealing from others, and they laid the ground of their country. So the question is not about being rich or poor. The point is, how can we live our life? What mindset do we have to have as a human? How can we live our lives?
Very good. Excellent. You're very persistent as usual. I cannot back out of it. You will not buy any of my excuses. I'm very sorry to hear, to be in this, that you feel that way. Okay. So what do you think? What is the problem here? One problem only. Don't tell me they have a lot of problems. It's true too. But You listen to all this now. What is the problem they have? Whether it's rich or poor. Jumi you cannot call her poor, but my answer has to address all of your needs. Poor to medium poor, to average, to rich. Yeah? Okay, so what is this one problem here that you all have, and these people have? Jumi and her friend have.
여기 주미와 친구가 가지고 있는 문제가 무엇이니?
No one knows?
아무도 모르는
What's the problem? What's their problem? Why are they stumbling?
그들이 왜 이렇게 막혀
They're afflicted. They're saying that, looking at history, the Americans, the Europeans colonized America, and they called the natives Indians. You know why, by the way? Because Marco Polo was told to go to India to bring back spices. At the time, spices were very, very precious. So when you have a lot of spices, you are wealthy. So Marco Polo was sent by the king of Spain. Is it Spain? Yeah? To go to India to bring back spices. And he got lost. And he went to the Americas instead of India. And he thought that's why the locals, the natives in America, was called Indian, because they mistook the natives for Indians. Okay, that's why the Indians. And it's true. Historically, the Indians are very nice people. They live among nature, and they respect nature, love nature. And when the immigrants, they established a fort, and then they were ill-prepared for the winter. So in the winter, they were starving. So the Indians then, the locals, the natives, share the food with them, okay, and give them corn and give them food. And that's how the first immigrants survived the winter, okay. And yes, later, as more came and they discovered the wealth of the land, they started. The greed took over, and they mistreated the Indians. So it's true. It's true. Historically, that's true. So what is the problem? When you look at that issue, what is the problem? Why are you afflicted? Why is Jumi? Why is your friend? Why are they afflicted? What's the problem here? 8. One sentence only. I don't want a long one. Just what is the problem?
Amitabha. Well, why a good person does not get good result, but get hurt and harmed and taken advantage of?
Okay, that's so sad. I do feel like crying. It's so unfair. Yes. Why? Why are you afflicted? Huh? What's the problem? When do we stop? When we help someone, how far do we go? Very simple question. When we help someone, yeah? When do we stop? 8.
Thank you, Master. I think they have discriminate mind, which is good or not. That's why they're gonna feel sad.
They are afflicted because they are calculating. It's a calculating mind. They're always, which is contrary. This is, by the way, this is how people get rich, because they can calculate. You get richer by spending less than you bring in. Yeah? You need to calculate that. And you get richer by continuing to do it more and more and more. That's how you get richer. We're always poor because, why? We can't care less whether we gain more or we lose more. It doesn't matter to us. What matters to us? This is why we never get rich. Okay, guys? This where we're going, forget it. They ain't gonna get rich. Don't expect to get rich by doing this. They don't know how to practice giving. When you give, to give means that you're supposed to take losses, meaning that you prepared for losses. And what they say is this is unfair. It's not about fairness. How about this? May I submit to you that perhaps you're looking at the problem wrong, because instead of saying, I'm helping you, you're still seeing yourself helping someone, giving someone, yeah? It's just common sense, right? You give someone money. You say, I gave you money. That still sticks in your mind. I gave you $5. But you know, still doesn't buy a burger nowadays. At least $5.50 for In-N-Out burger in California. You know that? They raised the price. We're so proud of In-N-Out burger. We used to be able to go there and spend like less than $5 for a burger. Not anymore. Okay? And so when you give money, you still see yourself giving money. It still sticks in your mind. Okay? And that's not pure giving. Pure giving is that when we help, we give. What happens? We give and we immediately forget. That's why I teach my poor students. The Buddha himself did not become a Buddha by counting how much money he gave away or how many people he helped. He gave and gave. As long as he still had some, he kept on giving and giving and giving. That's how he became a Buddha, meaning that he's the wisest man in the world, and he's taught us that process of giving, the giving paramita, because he himself perfected it by giving more and more and more. He never stopped. He says, as long as I still have, I give. Is it practical? Is the derivative question for these rich Koreans. Is it practical? Does it make sense? That's why they ask, when do I stop? I give, and then they come back and they bite us. And for poor people like us, we say, I give. When they bite me, I say, why did you bite me? Because I don't remember that even I gave to them. They gave them a chance to bite me. They have no strength, so I give them $5.50 to buy a burger. And when they're stronger, they bite my butt. I just remember, oh, it just bit my butt. I don't remember I gave them $5.50 to buy a burger. Because I did, I would never give $5.50 again to the same person, right? That's a problem. You don't practice giving anymore when you remember. Is that clear? You stop yourself. That's what they're doing to these people, these rich Koreans. They said, they're too smart for their own good. They give and say, I give. That's just like the the Indians gave to the settlers, and they ended up being hurt, being taken advantage of. It's irrelevant. You just give. If you take advantage, you're taken advantage of, so be it. What's a big deal? It's two different things. So, that's the problem. The problem is that you're still calculating, they're still calculating, they still remember. How much am I supposed to help? Okay? The answer is, it's reasonable for Western educated people, but for the Mahayana, for the Chan practitioner, we help and help and help and help. What's reasonable? There will be a time when you have to stop, yes? For the Buddha, he stopped when he has nothing left to give. That's how you open great wisdom, by the way. If you're calculating, you open small wisdom. If you don't calculate, you keep on giving until you have nothing left. That's why how all the bodhisattvas and the Buddhas acquired great wisdom. Okay? It's not something that's possible for us, so that's why we have something called the giving paramita, meaning you keep on giving and giving more until the point where practically you don't feel you have anything left to give. Doesn't mean you're poor, doesn't mean you're broke. It could mean that now, for people like Jumi and her rich friend, you give until you only have $100 million left. Then you say, oh, I'm too poor now. I can't live below $100 million. Then we all stop naturally. But you should not calculate, okay? You shouldn't give. This is what happened to the Buddhas and his disciples. They kept giving and giving. In the old times, they have granaries. This is grain. Didn't have money back then, so they store grains in these granaries, okay? Silver, gold in these storehouses, and they give them away and give them away and give them away until they're empty. Okay? It's amazing. That's what they did. All these people became enlightened. But it's so hard for Jumi and her friends because it's too difficult. Okay? It's understandable nowadays. So the point being that we all naturally can give until we know there's a breaking point for us. Don't have to worry about it. You know it already. Okay? For the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, there is zero. Ours is not, naturally. For example, we have commitments to us. We cannot let go of our family. So we need to take care of our family. Yeah? We're not willing to give it away. There's a limit there. Okay? Okay? Again, for Jumi and her friend, $100 million, an example. It's XM5. Okay? I prefer Porsche, by the way. But anyway, it's just a personal preference. But you see, we all have a limit. When we reach it, we stop naturally. But until then, can we do a compromise? Because we're not bodhisattvas, we're not Buddhas yet. Okay? Why don't we give more and more and more and don't think about it until we reach our limit? How is that as a compromise? Okay, for me, for example, I fill up my wallet with $100. And then when it's down to zero, I don't spend anymore because I have no money left. That's how it works. I don't charge credit cards unless there's a special on. Okay, special promotion. Right now I found one. Okay? Does it help? That's all. But the bottom line is that don't think so much. If we give, we forget. So how can you possibly blame someone for being ungrateful? It doesn't matter. They're grateful, ungrateful, it's all the same to us. We give because we're grateful for the chance to be able to give. In our world, you have to be close enough for us to give, yeah? We give because we prefer to give with our hands. Here's a piece of bread. Here's a bowl of soup. Here's $5.50, okay? Yeah, because that's how we give. But once we give, we forget. That's all. And so therefore, if the pilgrims were ungrateful and they took advantage of the Indians, so be it. Okay? It doesn't matter to us. We just give. And we're free. We live and we don't have to count the favor we give others. Okay? So we have less baggage to carry with us because you don't remember anything up here. I don't remember. Okay? And so, in summary, you give until you reach your limit, then you stop. Okay? That's number one. Number two, next time around, okay, try giving and lower your limit a little bit. Instead of 100 million, try $90 million. Okay? Get a little bit more. Okay? And you'll be amazed on how much you can still be happy with $90 million. That's a lot of Porsches. Okay? And so that's the process. Okay? And what's question number 2?
마스터.
That's
이번
all.
질문,
That's all? Okay, thank you.
두 번째 질문은 뭐였냐면, 왜 우리는 그냥 있는 그대로 즐기다 오면 되는데, 왜 이렇게 깊이 생각하는가. 이제 제가 친구한테 뭐라고 비유를 드렸냐면, 유럽이나 미국에 갔을 때, 특히 박물관에 갔을 때 약간 분노감을 느꼈거든요. 네.
Yeah.
Masters.
Yeah, quickly.
Second question is why can't we just enjoy by itself and we just think too much? For example, when we went to European Museum, we were we were not feeling good when we went to European museums.
사실 그건 문화재를 약탈한 거고, 그들은 뭐라고 정당화하냐면, 너희가 보관하고 있었으면 이만큼 유물이 보존되지 않았다라고 합리화를 했어요. 네.
So actually, the arts were from the museum. It's actually they steal from the other countries, and they justify themselves as if you yourself have kept it, then you couldn't kept it this well.
Okay, why can't we just enjoy something beautiful and not think so much?
네.
Okay, and that's part of learning how to live. You enjoy. Yeah, we practice insight. We develop our depth. The depth will help us appreciate the outside more. See the more dimensions outside. Okay? That's all. You don't have to worry about, you should appreciate, learn about the art, learn about how beautiful it is, okay? And appreciate it. Don't think so much, okay? No need to think so much. All right? And the reason you feel bad is a lot of reasons, I don't know. Could be that you needed a good guide. Could be that there's a ghost there at the museum who's following you, both of you. They like rich people. We don't know. It doesn't matter. Okay? Don't worry about it. Okay, let me do a quick anecdote here. Is that okay? Or because people will complain after 4 weeks away and Master is still BSing. Really nothing substantial at all. No substance in his Chinese Asia Chan class. Is that okay or should we stop? Only 5 minutes left. Your preference. We stop, okay. What? I can't hear you. Go? Shall we go? Okay. Master Yang Shan was staying at Dongping Monastery. Master Wei Shan asked the monk to send a book and a mirror to him. Yang Shan ascended the Dharma seat and held up the mirror for the assembly to see. Tell me, is this a Wei Shan mirror or Dongping mirror? If you say it is a Dongping mirror, actually it was sent from Wei Shan. If you say it is a Wei Shan mirror, actually it's now at Dongping in my hand. If anyone can answer this, we'll keep the mirror, otherwise I break it. The assembly was silent, so the master broke the mirror and descended from the Dharma seat. Don't you like it? Yeah? Short and sweet. First of all, breaking a mirror is very unlucky. I would not advise you to do that. Master Yang Shan has wisdom, so he's no longer affected by bad luck. The Western culture, you break a mirror, it's 7 ans de malheur. Meaning, anyone? 7 years of bad luck. Don't ever break a mirror. Okay? But these Chan monks, they are not afraid of anything. Isn't that cool? So it's funny, Master Wei Shan, for whatever reasons, he sent a book and a mirror to Master Yang Shan. Okay? And Master Yang Shan, whatever happened between them, the book could be whatever the book it is, a miracle, whatever, okay? But it's funny because the monks usually don't look at themselves. They are not supposed to look at themselves in a mirror. So you see, first right there, it tells you that these enlightened beings, first you follow the rules not to look at the mirrors, and once you become enlightened, then you can look at mirrors. You can have it both ways. Okay? So don't think that wisdom that's restrictive. In our process, we teach you how to open your wisdom. Once you open your wisdom, you have true wisdom, you're free to do as what wisdom calls for. Okay? Okay. So it's funny that Master Wei Shan sent a mirror to Master Yang Shan. Okay, that is that whatever the intention behind it, we don't know. Master Wei Shan level is above us. We have no clues and we don't know what really happened, the exact conditions. But what we learn from this anecdote is that Master Yang Shan uses everyday items to teach. So in other words, he sees the Buddha Dharma in 10,000 things. Okay? in Mahayana, okay, the 10,000 things speak Dharma. So when he looked at the book, says, okay, the book, I can't burn it. But the mirror, I can do something with it. I can use this mirror to teach my students. And by the way, Dongping is the first monastery that Master Yang Shan went to after he left Master Wei Shan. Okay, and then later on, he moved on to Yang Shan later. Okay, to a different mountain. So Dongping Monastery. Is it Yang Shan, Dongping Monastery? Check it for me. Okay. Anyway, so Master Yang Shan held up the assembly and says, what kind of mirror is this? Is this Wei Shan mirror or Dongping mirror? Okay? Okay, so test for you. Quiz. Surprise quiz today. What kind of mirror is this? And he says Dongping mirror is from Wei Shan. If he says Wei Shan mirror, it's actually now a Dongping mirror. It is a Dongping. So locally it's wrong. He says Wei Shan mirror is wrong. Okay? And if you can answer this, if you cannot answer this, I break the mirror and break precepts. Okay? And none of his disciples could give an answer, which is shocking to me. Okay? So that's why he broke the mirror. Comments, questions? Yes, one.
But at the time, maybe mirror is an expensive and rare item back in days, maybe?
Maybe.
Because it's like long time ago.
So you broke an expensive mirror, so what?
Does it have any relation to the meaning of breaking, maybe? I don't know, I'm just asking. Chinese thing.
You're Korean.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking, I don't know. Back in days, maybe mirror is expensive and rare.
Okay, Chinese, take over. What do you have to say for yourselves? The Korean spoke. What's going on? What happened? Quickly. You take too long. You have less time to eat lunch. What happened? What's the problem here? What is it? What is the teaching point? Or why did they fail? Did any Chinese check, is Dongping at Yang Shan or at not at Yang Shan? Quickly. I'm sorry, I was preparing another lecture, another anecdote. I got stuck. I got involved and I forgot about time. This one I didn't look at. Yeah? What happened? What is he teaching? What is his point? What was Yang Shan doing to his students? It's a quiz. It's a test to see who has wisdom. That's a tip for you. Who has wisdom? And none of them has wisdom. That's how tough it is. You see, this you're witnessing, there's a proof here. When Master Yang Shan was there at Dongping Monastery, his students were very low level. And same is true here today. July 12, 2024 at BLI Chan class. All of you, very low level. Yes, June.
Twin connection is really bad. We cannot hear you.
Okay. Strike that one.
Okay, can you hear me?
We cannot hear you clearly.
Can you hear me? Sorry about that. Yes? Okay, I'll text.
Okay, let me put it this way for you. Keep it simple. Let's keep it simple because you still don't get it. What's your answer? Suppose I do that. Okay? Is this a Yang Shan mirror or is it a BLI mirror? What's your answer? Yeah, in the back.
Master, I would walk away because it's yours to do.
Walk away? You can't walk away. That's not polite.
Then
I asked you a question. You don't just walk away.
I'll say it's up to you.
It's up to me, Mrs. Robinson. It's up to you, Mrs. Robinson. Yes, 9. What's your answer? Chung Yin Sunim is going back to K-Land very soon. I want you to leave a lasting impression. 9.
네, 거울을 깨버리겠습니다.
I will break the mirror.
No, you cannot break the mirrors in my hand. You have to shoot me. Okay? Anyone? He's very clever. He says, I'm going to break a mirror before he has a chance to break a mirror. Too creative. Okay. Yes, 8. You have to say, I'm going to use, tip for you, next time, I would take a sling and a pull out and shoot at your mirror. Yes, 8.
Master, doesn't matter. Break it if you want. Thank you.
It doesn't matter. Anyone else? That's it? That's all the wisdom you all collectively have?
Hello?
What? Yeah, okay. Internet.
Okay, so the Dongping Temple is not the first temple of Master Yang Shan. It's probably the last one.
Okay, very good. Thank you. What's your answer?
If it's BLI, if it's Dongping, if it's BLI, I would say my answer will be, this is a deep BLI mirror.
My mirror, okay. Next.
Ju Hong, please go ahead.
Master, if I were there,
What's
I
your
would
answer?
say whatever name you gave the mirror, it's the same mirror.
Same mirror.
And by the way, in the Tang Dynasty, the mirror is made of copper, so it's very difficult to break it. That's all.
Chinese detail. It's not like a mirror nowadays. You can't really break it. You just bent it. Now you can't see it. So she's right. Okay, so assuming you bent it, so what is your answer? I thought of it too, but it takes a Chinese person to bring it up again. Yeah? What's your answer? What's the point? What's the teaching point? You all have the same problems as his disciples. What is it? Yeah? You.
I would say it's both.
Your answer is both? How clever. Who else has a better idea? Six.
I would say it's your mirror.
It's my mirror. Anyone else? What's your answer? Anyone else has a better idea?
It's neither your mirror or...
Neither mirror. Okay. Anyone else? Show your cleverness. Huh? Jane.
What mirror?
What mirror? Okay. Six.
No one is holding up the mirror.
No one holding up mirror. You see? If any of you was there who spoke up, those who did not speak up don't count. Okay? But those who spoke up, your answers, if you answer like if you gave your answer, you think that Yang Shan would have broken the mirror or not? Huh? Yes or no? Who says no? Who says yes? Yes! Raise your hands. He would break the mirror. With the answer you heard today, he would break the mirror. How about those of you who think he will not break the mirror? Raise your hand. So you have no faith in yourself. The one who said, I have the overwhelming majority of the people who raise their hands said the Master Yang Shan will still break the mirror with the answers that were given to him. No matter how clever, like what mirror is both, it's BLI mirror and so forth. Okay, he will still break the mirror. Yeah? Have no faith in yourself. Okay? Let me explain to you the teaching point. Teaching point is this. He's using logic. He says, Dongping or Weishan. Which one is it? He says it's Dongping. It came from Weishan. That's illogical. If you say it's Weishan, it's now in Dongping. It cannot call Weishan anymore. Right? Physically, it's in Weishan now. So you cannot call it Dongping anymore. You see, that's illogical. So that's why all of them, when you present a logic like that, they said, I don't know how to answer you. Yeah, because they struggle with the logic that Master Yang Shan presented to them. Okay? The answer is, it doesn't matter. Call it Dongping or that Weishan, who gives a hoot? It doesn't matter, it's still a mirror. Whether you call it black or white or Dongping or Weishan, it's still a mirror. What does it matter? It's just a mirror. It's just a bag. You call it Birkin bag, you call it Louis Vuitton bag, okay? It's a bag to me. You see that? So his students fail because they got trapped in using reasoning. Okay? They stuck on the worldly logic. Wisdom transcends the worldly logic. Okay, so how do you get there? The teaching point is that his students and most of you are stuck with logic. It has to make sense to you. And what have I been telling you? It does not have to make sense to you. Meaning what? Drop it. You don't have to be afflicted. Because they're afflicted. They sit there and say, oh my God, what do I do? It's either Dung Ping or Yang Shan. If I choose wrong, he's going to break the mirror. Okay? They're stuck on that. They're afflicted. He got them afflicted. They could not resolve their affliction because it has to be logical to them. The only way for them to resolve it is, who gives a hoot about logic? Does it have to make sense? You break it, you break it. But if had anyone spoken at all, I said, Master, great Master, it's a Dung Ping mirror, he would not have broken it. Anyone have said anything at all, he would not have broken it. Absolutely not. Because it does not have to make sense to Yang Shan either. Not just to you. But to Yang Shan, Master Yang Shan, it doesn't have to make sense to him either. So whatever you say, you shouldn't have, the last thing you want to do is stay silent. You say anything. You could say, it's a Martian mirror. Huh? It's a Chinese mirror. It doesn't matter. Whatever you say, he will not break it. Because it does not have to make sense. What is making sense? Making sense means thinking mind. Yeah? And in order for you to open your wisdom, you have to stop this thinking mind. You have to stop thinking. So he got them to think, if I don't give him an answer, he's going to break it. Oh my God, this is so much pressure. I must choose right. I must make the right choices, otherwise only one of the two. And if I say the wrong thing, he's going to break the mirror. It will be my fault. Okay? So they are processing. The whole assembly is processing. And that's his teaching point. At that time, his disciples had no wisdom whatsoever, like right now. My disciples have no wisdom, no real wisdom yet. Does it make sense to you? Does it make sense to you? Good answer. No, it doesn't have to make sense to you. Got it? Huh? So the point is that whatever it is, you have to stop thinking before you can unfold your wisdom. And once you unfold your wisdom, don't get trapped. Don't allow yourself to be trapped by the thinking mind. All right? Someday you get it. Don't worry. Thank you, everyone.